Hello and welcome along to the weekend edition of Racing to Win. I'm Tom Wood, and this weekend at Sha Tin we go Group 1 racing for the first time in 2024.
Beauty Eternal cruises up outside of them. Voyage Bubble, the Classic Mile winner. What a win in the Derby!
Yes, out at Sha Tin this weekend, it is the 2024 Stewards Cup. The panels here, Paul Lally and Nick Child, and we've got a terrific race. California Spangle with a bit to prove. Voyage Bubble in search of his maiden Group 1 victory.
He certainly is, Tom. Yeah, he's had a cracking season so far from just 2 runs, has Voyage Bubble. California Spangle, though, questions to answer. And not forgetting the most successful trainer in the race, that being John Size, of course, who's won it 7 times.
Yes, he certainly has. He's bidding for another one, of course, with Beauty Eternal. Paul, hello to you. Quite a few first starters through the program, but what about jackpots?
Yeah, there's a good jackpot coming up, 2.1 on the 6-win bonus, so that should get up over around the 8 million mark. So a decent jackpot there. And as you say, a host of first starters. Unfortunately, one's come out, which was would have started quite short in the market, I would have thought.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about Rise Companions, but unfortunately the horse has a tendon injury, so might not see him for a little while. But let's look at what we've got coming up for Sha Tin on Sunday afternoon. It is meeting number 39 of the season, and we are on the A course for 10 turf races. 21st of January. Here on the show, we preview, of course, the Stewards Cup, which is underway at 5 minutes past 4, and race number 9, a good quality Class 2 race over the 1400 metres. Let's look at the lineup for the Group 1 over the 1600 metres with terms and conditions, set weights and penalties. California Spangle here in the contest with Voyage Bubble, who ran close to Golden 60 on International Day. Straight Aaron coming back from 2,000 metres. Russian Emperor is coming back from a left front fetlock injury. Beauty Eternal ran 6th behind Golden 60. Beauty Joy, he lined up, of course, in the Chinese Club Challenge Cup. So too did Healthy Happy and Fantastic Treasure. Karis Teat and David Hayes down towards the bottom here in the contest for the Stewards Cup. Looking here at California Spangle, Nick, is he going to get any peace here with Healthy Happy in the race?
Well, look, I mean, he's a reliable leader, and from an inside draw, he certainly should lead. Voyage Bubble won't be too far away. I think he might just take the trail on him. And Healthy Happy, well, he hasn't led, Paul, in his last couple of starts, so they might well just let it up to California Spangle.
Yeah, and that's what happened last time they met. I thought this was pretty straightforward, this one. Beauty Joy, Beauty Eternal might swap places, but with Beauty Eternal drawing the widest, I think he'll slot in behind Beauty Joy, and then Straight Aaron and Russian Emperor. This is not really his trip, is it?
Well, the Stewards Cup in prior years to this has been dominated by certainly 2 horses, Golden 60 and Waikuku, Nick, but some great horses have won this down through the years. Beauty Generation going back 5.
Yeah, look, it's always been a really good race. It's a good horses race, and that's obvious, isn't it? But one man who certainly knows how to win this race is John Size. His record is superb, and over the last 20 years, Paul, there's some good names amongst that lot.
Oh, definitely, yeah, some very good names from the past. Super Kid and Armada, of course, but Waikuku retired now, and obviously with Golden 60 and that little issue, it opens the door for someone else.
Yep, saw some track work yesterday of the Golden 60 out on the track. But in terms of Beauty Eternal, he's to be ridden by Zac Purton. We can hear from him. He was speaking with Nick not too long ago, and of course we can hear about his recent holiday overseas as well.
Zac, big day coming up on Sunday. It is, of course, the Stewards Cup, a race you've got a pretty decent history with. Beauty Eternal is your ride. You must be looking forward to getting on him again.
Yeah, he's an exciting horse. He's got a good record. It's a fairly even race. I think it's just going to come down to how the race is run and tempo of the day and track bias and all those things. But at the end of it, I think who gets the best run in the race is probably going to come out the victor.
I had a chat with John Size. Now, obviously, he trains the horse, knows him extremely well, etc. He seemed to be of the opinion that the occasion on International Day may just have got to him that little bit. What was your take on it?
Possibly. His attitude, as we know, can get the better of him a little bit at times. The big crowd might have sort of wound him up a little bit more, but I ended up a little bit further back than where I ideally would have liked to have been, and the pace of the race didn't really suit me, and he travelled a little bit strong, but in saying all of that, it was a good opportunity for him to sit back the way he did and really attack the line strongly. And if anything, I was pretty disappointed with his last furlong's effort. I thought he should have, like I said, got out after them a little bit more than what he did. So it is what it is. The occasion might have got to him, tempo of the race might have got to him. But yeah, he's a horse that just does a couple of little things wrong and just wants to travel a little bit too strong during the running of the race. And you know, when you're as tense as that, it can sometimes gas you a little bit, and I think it did on that occasion. But he gets his chance to try and atone here.
I mean, it's interesting you say obviously the last 12 months have been sort of very up and down for him, but more up than down with obviously 7 wins. I know you've only got the tapes to watch, but a couple of trials. Obviously, Brenton Avdullah's kept the saddle warm for you. You're happy with what you've seen?
He's not a brilliant trialer on the dirt. It's not his preferred surface, but as long as he rolls around there and gets the required amount of exercise that he needs, that's all he's there for. And you know, he's a much better horse on firm, rock-hard ground on race day.
Special race this for you and John, isn't it, really? I mean, obviously, I think this was your first big Group 1 here, and obviously Waikuku recently as well. So it's always a race I imagine you look forward to riding in.
Yeah, it is. Any of the Group 1s are good to be in, and it's good to have another chance. And, you know, John's been more successful than I have in it, so I'm not going to catch him, but it'd be nice to win another one for him.
I'm sure it would be. And you're back in the winning groove as well. Obviously, you had a nice break, nice refresher there back in the winner's circle at Happy Valley. Did you have a good time on holidays? It looked like you had plenty of fun.
Yeah, we did. We had a great time, actually. You know, I've been here for 16 and a half years, and I very rarely miss a race meeting. I've been a fairly good soldier all the way through, and I think in some respect I've probably earned those couple of meetings off that I had. And, you know, our kids are at an age where mum and dad are still their best friends, and that's not going to last for long. But while we are, we've got to try and make the most of it. And unfortunately, when the season went to 88 meetings, it just means we don't have any breaks during the season. So you can never plan ahead for anything, especially during winter, and it gave us a good opportunity to use that time to take the kids to see the snow, which they'd never seen before, and to the Magic Forest where they met Santa. And, you know, Roxy's at an age where, you know, Santa's still special to her, and if we had waited too much longer, maybe that wouldn't have been the case. So we sort of had to go while we did, and they really enjoyed it. It was very cold. Like, I've never been in cold like that in Finland, but it was a good experience. I enjoyed the Huskies, and we had a great time in Verbier skiing. So all in all, it was really good to go away. I've come back really refreshed. I feel like I'm starting the season again, so I feel like I'm starting to get a lot of enthusiasm. And, you know, who knows, maybe it might be the catalyst for us all to have a little bit more extra time off during the season, which, you know, we're here 6 days a week riding track work. Some guys ride 7 days a week. We've got barrier trials Tuesday, Friday, races Wednesday, Sunday. You know, we're on a horse every day. It's a grind for 10 months. We don't have the luxury of getting to pick and choose when we have time off, only when we're suspended, which we don't want. And then you've got to make last minute plans. So it was nice to plan something in advance. It worked out well, and we appreciate that the club gave us that opportunity.
He's up to 52 winners for the term so far, is Zac Purton. But Nick, what about Beauty Eternal? He got a bit keen last time out in the run, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Look, and it's been an interesting 12 months for this horse, because you wind the clock back to this time last year, and well, he couldn't start a race because things were going wrong. But in the intervening period, he's won 7 races. He's now a Group race winner. He's a Group 2 winner. He's a good horse. I don't think he's quite there just yet still. I think there's a bit more to come from this guy.
How's his track work been, Paul?
Yeah, but track work's always been a bit fine. He's normally good till he gets out on the track on race day, and that's when he can sort of flare up a little bit. But look, he's drawn the outside, so I think they're going to have to go back once again with this race as well.
Yeah, hopefully they can just harness that energy with him this time round. Beauty Eternal in the run. One of his rides, Nick, he's got Rattan World, but he's a tricky horse to get out of the gates, isn't he?
He is, but if any man can, it's Zac Purton, isn't it? Golden Rise, interesting. He's on the improve. Kaying Rising's a horse I'm really looking forward to seeing. He's a lovely horse, him, and had a real protracted battle, didn't he, with Vonderbar last time out. And the second half of the programme for him there, Paul, there are some pretty good names on there.
Yeah, I really like Storm Rider in the last. I thought he was very impressive, up and grade. I think he can go on with it, this horse.
What about Butterfield? Could he wind the clock back? It's been nearly 1,000 days.
Well, it was a good run last time, so if he can reproduce that, but he is getting on a bit.
Yep, or Tula Bagil in the lineup there as well for Zac Purton. Let's have a look at one of the main lead-up races for the Stewards Cup, and this, of course, going back to International Day. The last time we saw Voyage Bubble, he's right behind the pace here, and Nick travelling nicely. Golden 60 to his outside. The turn of foot that Golden 60 unleashed was enormous, but Voyage Bubble certainly not disgracing what he did this day. No, for sure. Look, I echo those sentiments, Tom. Obviously, Golden 60 was nothing short of magnificent, really. But look, those that have chased him were very good also, as you say. The run of Voyage Bubble here, very good. I mean, look, he's really carrying that 4-year-old form forward now, isn't he, into this sort of level. The horse I'd like to watch on for is Beauty Joy. I think his run can be upgraded, Paul. He's a quirky old customer, but he's capable. Yeah, he definitely is. If you get him on his right day, but it's just getting him on that right day, isn't it? But look, I thought it was a really good run there from Voyage Bubble. Derek Lung's going to be riding, of course, Beauty Joy. Voyage Bubble, is he a Group 1 winner, Paul, you think, waiting to happen? You've had a lot of time with this horse. Yeah, no, definitely. I think he is, and I think he's found the right race here as well. A mile, I think, is his right distance. I know he did win the Derby, but 1,600 metres for me is his right distance. Yeah, I mean, any horse that wins the Classic Mile and the Derby is a pretty good horse, and he's actually proven that now, carrying that form into this campaign. So I think he is. I think you're right. He's a Group 1 winner waiting to happen. Let's quickly touch on California Spangled. Paul, where's he at the moment? Because he's put in some subpar performances now. He was up on the pace last time. We'll see it again soon. But he weakened in the straight and got cleaned up at the 200 admittedly, but he was gone before then. Yeah, I'm not sure where he is right now. Those last two runs have both been really below par, disappointing. So, look, I like to see him. He's a nice horse. I've always had plenty of time for him. He's a top-class horse, but look, just a little bit disappointed in his last two runs. Yeah, look, he's won half his starts, but at the moment he's struggling to add to that tally. For me, he needs a lot to go right, and they're throwing some cheek pieces on him this time. Yeah, and when he gets put under pressure, the head comes up and just starts to look like he resents things a little. On we go to Straight Aaron. This performance, Nick, in the Hong Kong Cup was terrific, and he was probably a little unlucky as well, just around the turn there and also in the straight. Yeah, no, for sure. And look, I know, Vincent Ho was obviously reeling after this, really, in the fact that he was a bit unlucky, and he's ultimately been beaten 3/4 of a length there behind one of the best we've ever seen in Romantic Warrior in a Hong Kong Cup. But look, for me, I think this trip may be just a little bit on the sharp side for him. He's 0 from 3 the distance. He's drawn well. I know it's a small field, but I think I'd much prefer to see him over further. Yeah, definitely. He's 3's up. This is a lot shorter than his best, Straight Aaron. But look, I still think I put him in on a very minor line, Straight Aaron, because in the small field, I think he can be running on. But yeah, 2,000 plus for me. You can just see him on the inside here. We're just having to cut right down towards the rail in the end. It's got a little awkward for him. It certainly patches in this race, and he wasn't beaten overly far. The official margin there was 3/4 of a length. Going back to New Year's Day now, the Chinese Club Challenge Cup, and we picked them up here from the 600 metres. This was the race, Nick, where California Spangled does get some pressure here from Healthy Happy, and that looks a likely scenario again. Healthy Happy comprehensively beat him home. He did, yeah, no, for sure. And this was a sound run from Healthy Happy in a race that he's always done traditionally quite well in. But as you say, look, to use the term softened up, I think that's potentially what's going to happen with California Spangled. You can see there he's just inclined to carry the head at an awkward angle. Much be thinking about it, but like once he is headed, he is readily beat in the end. Yeah, he was, and he dropped out, didn't he? Look, Beauty Joy ran on nice enough, Fantastic Treasure as well. But look, I think this race is a lot inferior to the ones we've seen, with Beauty Tenor, etc. Can you make a watery case at all for Fantastic Treasure? No, I haven't got him in the top 4, but look, I think he's just slightly below these ones. OK, let's hear from Douglas White. He, of course, has Russian Emperor. He missed HKIR, but he's back for the Stewards Cup.
He's come a long way. He's done everything I've really asked of him, and I sat on him yesterday morning for a turf gallop, and he feels amazing. I think the break has done him the world of good. But besides that, he's really aggressive, and he wants to get back the races. He's missed it, and he's feeling good. So, looks, I'm not going. I think everybody knows it's a foregone conclusion that 1,600 is way short of his true distance. But he's got to have a starting point, and he's got to get some real miles and racing rustiness out of the way, and it's a good starting point. But from the horse's health perspective and from the way he feels and from what I see, he's doing fantastically well, and I'm happy with him.
Andrea Razzini rides a 12th different jockey to a partner Russian Emperor this weekend. Certainly going to come down to tactics, how the race is run, Paul, but ultimately, who do you think wins the Stewards Cup?
I think this is a grand opportunity here for Voyage Bubble. He's going to get a perfect run in behind, and I think he can win. Beauty Eternal, if he does everything right, he's going to be the main danger. Likewise with Beauty Joy, and then Straight Aaron in there for fourth. I think it's Voyage Bubble's race, this one, 2-5-6-3.
Yeah, I really like him here, Voyage Bubble. He's a cracking horse and he's got some pretty good form so far this campaign. So he'll go on top for me over Beauty Eternal, who really is a talented type. And if all goes right for him, he can most definitely take a hand in this. Beauty Joy also, look, he's a smart horse. And I've put California Spangle in, and I hope that the cheek pieces have the desired effect. But he has got questions to answer. 2-5-6-1.
That is the preview for the Group 1 Stewards Cup coming up as race number 7 at the weekend, 5 minutes past 4 o'clock. Plenty more to still come here on Racing to Win after the break. Welcome back. We are about to preview race number 9 on the Sunday card out at Sha Tin. It's a really good quality Class 2 race. But before that, Paul, the last run reminder, who is it this week?
Well, we had a horse who had its first start coming to Sha Tin last time and ran really well, and that was in race 2, number 7, Golden Rise. You can see him here. This is 1,400 metres. He'd raced at Happy Valley and raced really well prior to this. But I think he's better suited by this big open track. He still does a lot of things wrong, but once he got into the clear here, I thought he finished off this race really nicely. He would have had this experience under his belt, and I think he can go ahead and win. I don't think it's a stronger race by any stretch of the imagination on Sunday, and you can see him finishing off nicely here, Golden Rise. So he's getting there, he's going nicely, and I think this will be his race. So race 2, number 7, Golden Rise.
OK, there you have it. Race 2, number 7, Golden Rise. The last run reminder, hkjc.com for more of those from Paul. Let's have a look at the field for the final event. Over the 1,400 metres, a rating spread of 105 to 80. And a red line comes out of the Group 3 on New Year's Day. How Deep Is Your Love returns to Sha Tin, Flaming Rabbit, Drombeg Banner. Further down, you've got Ortula Begil, also out of the Chinese Club Challenge Cup. Dancing Code's finally drawn a gate. Bravehearts is resuming, has been gelded. Global Harmony, a last start winner. Superb Boy, Mugen down towards the bottom of the field of 12. Pace here, Nick. Flaming Rabbit, he likes to lead, but last time wasn't quite able to do so.
Yeah, look, and you know, he's been getting out the stalls a lot better in his last couple of starts, and he should be able to get to that rail first, I think, from his draw. Superb Boy, another on-pace runner. He should be, I think, happy to trail, which I think would certainly be evident, as you can see from the speed map there. Drombeg Banner and Sylvester, a couple that might just be caught out a little bit wide, Paul.
Yeah, well, Drombeg Banner, we know him as a reliable leader, but that's over longer distances. He's back to the 1,400. That's why I think Flaming Rabbit will have the superior speed.
Straight into some of the runners that we believe are key players for race number 9, and one of those is How Deep Is Your Love, and this was him at Happy Valley last time out. Paul J-Mac jumps aboard here for John Size, and he was beaten here by Majestic Knight, but not overly far.
No, it was a good run once again here from How Deep Is Your Love. A little bit awkward in barrier 9. He just might be placed back than he would rather placed further back than he'd like to be. I think he's a better horse at Happy Valley. It's hard to say, though, because he's only had the 2 runs at Sha Tin and he's been placed in both of them. Yeah,
and he didn't run too badly over this course and distance on his only start prior as well. That was behind Flaming Rabbit, who reopposes.
Ortula Begil coming out of the Group 3 on New Year's Day, the Chinese Club Challenge Cup. He was back last here, Nick, and I thought he closed off really strongly over the final stages in this red line. He gets cleaned up on the fence here, but I did like the run from Ortula Begil.
Yeah, not a bad run at all, actually. And you got Purton booked as well, so that always catches the eye, riding this one for David Hall. They've only had the 1 winner together this campaign. But look, he's a talented horse. He's kept on really well, and you know, he's made up a nice bit of ground. So he's certainly of interest.
Yeah, he's definitely done that a few starts this season, hasn't he? I mean, Red Line would have finished closer, but I still don't think he would have been in the finish, though.
Global Harmony got the win last time out, but starts have been costly for him, Paul, but see where he is back on the fence here, comes right across heels, hooks to the outside and unleashes with a big run, Global Harmony.
Great win from this horse. He's got to do it in a tougher race now. Positives that he comes in with a light weight, but he showed a really good turn of foot here coming down to win this race. So, yeah, I definitely wanted to include him.
For sure. Look, it was a mighty win, actually, all things considered. Obviously, in these slow starts are becoming a little bit of a concern, but when he's able to do this at the finish, you can certainly give him a pass for that. Lyle Hewitson, lightweight, I think it's worth following because recently he's done some lightweights and they've been winning.
He arrives into a Class 2 for the first time. On we go to the next of them, and this is Dancing Code, a horse that has been plagued by some bad barrier draws. Flaming Rabbit or Tullabegil Sylvester in this as well, and Sylvester's been up and trialled since. But Nick, Dancing Code, barrier 1, that has to be a plus, and he's found a bit of trouble in recent runs, this horse.
He has, yeah, he hasn't had the rub of the green, has he? And well, he has had a run since this as well behind Helios Express. That was over the mile, but I think returning to 14 is going to suit him as well. He's got a lethal turn of foot late on, and albeit he's just missed out here, Paul, he's missed out to a good one.
Yeah, he has. And Helios Express in this race came out and won next time as well. So I think it was quite a strong form race that he's come out of there. Now with barrier number 1, I think he's going to be a lot closer in the run as well.
You can see some of the draws. He's had 12, 13, 9, 3, 10, 9, and of course Helios Express likely to be one of the favourites, if not the favourite, of course, for the Classic Mile. One more to look at here, Superb Boy. Where do you think he's at the moment, Nick? Superb Boy coming into this off the second behind Blue Marlin. That was with a big weight. He's got a light weight here, 3 pounds out of the handicap.
Yeah, look, the hand's been forced. I mean, he's moved up to a mark of 81 now, so obviously they have to run in this slightly deeper race. But it was a really good effort from him. He's drawn well, and he races on the speed, and gave you a bold sight on this occasion. He's already had a good season, Paul. He is a winner off of an £8 lower mark, but he continues to race well. Yeah,
look, I've included him on the minor line, Superb Boy, because he is going well with that lightweight. He'll be in the right place.
Yep, just beaten there by Blue Marlin. It's a deep race, race 9. Paul, who's on top?
You're going to go with the 7, Dancing Code from the better draw. I think he's drawn ideally in barrier 1, Global Harmony. Mugen, look, he was disappointing last time, but prior to that he was in great form, and Superb Boy. 7, 10, 12, 11.
Yeah, really nice race this. Thoroughly looking forward to it indeed. And well, on top, I've gone the 12 Mugen here with a lightweight. I think he's more than capable of shaping up in this grade. Global Harmony in for second. Dancing Code will finish off strong. And How Deep Is Your Love? An interesting runner in this one. 12, 10, 7, 2.
Those are the boys' tips for race number 9 on the programme. But to find out what the ultimate tips are for Sunday's card at Sha Tin, it's that segment, Paul, where we need your best bet, value and play, please.
Going to go with Storm Rider. I thought he was impressive last time. Up 10 points, but comes in with a lightish weight. Zac Purton sticks with him. And look at the run here. He showed a really good turn of foot. I mean, this race is going to be a lot harder, and he has drawn barrier number 11. But I think he's ahead of the handicapper still. He's only had the 2 starts in Hong Kong. The second behind Gorgeous Win was good, and he just won effortlessly here. So up in grade with the lightweight, I think he can win the last, once again, number 13, which is Storm Rider. The long shot, we're going to go with Satanta. This horse has been downgraded. He's won off a lot higher rating before, and comes into Class 4, where he's been here once before and he's won. So let's see if he can win again. Drawn wide, but he gets back. The play of the day in race number 6. Super Goldie, 1 from 1. Geneva, a first starter. And Pingu Sparkle, who was impressive in a recent trial. QQP.
Yeah, best bet for me comes up in race 8, number 5, Ensued, who's doing a really good job, this horse. I think he's got all the hallmarks of a potential Derby winner, this guy, and I'm sure that's where he's going to head, because 2,000 metres has really been his friend. He toughs it out really well here, beating some handy types in the process also, and I think he's still got plenty more to offer. So really nice horse, made him the best here this weekend. And the long shot, race 10, number 10, Lost Child. Good competitive race this. He's down at the bottom of the weights. Brendan Abdullah knows him well, and he's racing in good form. So he is the long shot play. Race 9, numbers 7, 10 and 12 go in for the 9th there on the programme.
Best for me in race 6 was number 3, Geneva. Hugh Bowman and David Hawley was the top lot out of the NZB, ready to run sale. He's had 2 trial wins here in Hong Kong. And the big chestnut, I think, can win on debut. Hugh Bowman again in the prior race with Superb Kid. Steps to 1,400 metres for Francis Loy. I thought got home well last time out. And the play will go Compassion, Spirit, Superb Kid and Take Action. Horses 2, 3 and 8 in race number 5 of the afternoon. Let's have a look at what we've got coming up over the next week or so here. We're at Sha Tin for the Stewards Cup on Sunday. Night racing at Sha Tin Wednesday night. The all-weather rug up, bring the doona, it's going to be cold. And the champion, the Centenary Sprint Cup coming up Sunday week at Sha Tin. Jamie Carr will be here for that, Paul. And I think James McDonald coming back as well.
Yeah, he's enjoying his stints in Hong Kong, that's for sure.
He certainly is. Yeah, great to have him here, and obviously Jamie as well. But some big races coming up.
Yep, indeed. So we're Sha Tin on a Sunday. The first race at 1 p.m. Wednesday night again at Sha Tin, and then more Group 1 racing next week. The triple header at Sha Sha Tin. All the information on the website, that is hkjc.com.